Hey there YouTube, AJ here. And you may have noticed in some of my past videos that I have a lot of skateboards hanging up on my wall. And well, the truth is, I have a lot more. So what I'm going to be doing today, making another mounting rail, like the ones here that goes all the way across the top. Let's put in a second row up on there. Well, I'm also going to be showing how I make these little mounts that go behind on my tails just to hold them out from the wall. But I also use those kind of mounts to attach boards directly to the wall, like this one, so it looks like it's floating. So I'll go in more detail how I make those after I get the main rail up. I'm actually in the middle of rearranging my garages, and so I'm really crowded on space here, but so I don't know how well it's going to work trying to drill holes in these long pieces on my little benchtop drill press. But what I use is a 5/32 drill bit to mount the boards. I use these 3-inch 10/32 machine screws. And the 5/32 bit allows the machine screw to actually thread itself into the wood to hold itself. So that's kind of important. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is change my drill bit out for countersink bit. And what I'm doing that for is I want to take the holes, and on the front side of the board for the stud holes, I'm going to put in a little countersink so the screws sit in flush under the surface of the wood. And then on the back side, holes for the machine screws that actually hold the board, I'm going to countersink those so the head will sit flush into the wood and allow the board to go completely flush against the wall. So this won't be holding it out away from the wall. Okay, so I got all of my mounting screws in. You can see where the back side where I countersunk those holes to make them smooth here, so they're flush with the board, so it'll go flat against the wall. Now they're not all perfectly straight, like these two are off, but there's enough flexibility made into the wood that I can bend them straight, you know, just kind of twist them back straight to go through the board. So as you can see, I got 1 foot boards 1 foot apart going down a line. This is going to be the center where the other screw is going to be on the other end of the other board. Next thing I got to do is I'm going to put some clear polyurethane coating on the wood and let that dry. But I'm not going to do that until I get all the little ones cut, which is what I'm going to do next. Okay, so I've set up this stop. Clamp this piece of wood onto my, made sure this is a right angle. Clamp this piece of wood onto my power miter saw to set the length of the need these to be. So when it comes down, chops them all to the same length. So the idea is I can be able to cut these a lot faster without having to reset and measure each time. Alright, so there you are. I've chopped all those down to the size of that one. And it didn't take that long at all doing it with the stop like that. And I think I got 32 there. My pile of drilled blocks. This will be the side faces out. That's the center hole. You can see the countersink in it. That's where it'll mount and drill into the wall. Then on the back side, you see the 2 outside holes have the countersink, and that's where the screws, machine screws, go through to hold the board, and that way they can sit flush against this. They'll sit flush against the surface of this block, and then the block will sit flush against the wall. I had enough screws to do half of the ones I cut, so I gotta get some more screws. But here's what they look like up close with the screws through the back. You can see they're flush, it'll sit against the wall. And these go through the board. Okay, so I got a coat of clear satin polyurethane on the mounts and on my top rails. We'll hang up these top rails first.
Board out, reach behind, run the inner nuts out to the surface of the deck. And then sometimes they don't hang quite straight as you like. You can just kind of bend the studs a little bit and twist them and get them hanging right where you want. And then the board's just hanging there, floating out away from the wall. Okay, so I got the top row hung. So that's that row. Then if we come over here to the tiki corner, or what's gonna be the tiki corner, in those boxes down there are my tiki, a lot of my tiki mugs, and I'm planning to build a shelf there for those. You can see how I mounted some up there on the, vertically. This is how I mounted the horizontal one. Then I also have, if you go up, one more board to mount, and you see the mounts themselves in the horizontal. Okay, so there you have it. Got all this hung. My tiki theme boards over here in the corner. And then my one board that is very special to me. My daughter's made this for me for Christmas. And as you can see, it's got a beach scene, a tiki god. He's with a shaka, and he's got a surfboard there. His surfboard's orange and cream, which are color schemes that I love. And over here, a little bamboo sign. It says "Start Your Surf School." A couple of years, I took my oldest daughter. We were in California, and took her surfing for the first time, and she really liked it. Anyway, so this means a lot to me. I love this board. All told up, I calculated out the board with the cost of wood at the time. It's probably gone up a little bit, but I think I have like 67 cents in each mount. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Appreciate any subscribes, likes, comments. If you got any questions, ask in the comments. I'll do my best to answer them. Anyway, till next time, take care.